So, um, I am basing this information on long term of giving workshops over the past 35 years. I had very nice experiences. I will never forget, for instance, when I came to Moscow for the first time to conduct a spiritual workshop where I teach people to meditate. And in that time, I was working mainly with elderly ladies who were retired and had time to come to the workshops we offered. And when we started meditating, I just saw them leaving. I saw all those empty bodies sitting in front of me, and they went to another world. And I said, this cannot be true. This is not what is meant to be. As I said before, we need to live our physicality first before we can even think of moving to a different spiritual level by meditation. We can, of course, but it might mean that we miss our life mission. Our life mission is, to my belief, is to learn as much as possible from father and mother. They gave me roots into my life. And I have the option in my life to clear those roots. If I could see myself as a tree, if I have healthy roots, I can absorb the minerals and the liquids from the earth in order to be a healthy tree. If my roots are blocked in a certain way, then I cannot absorb what I need and I might not be the healthy tree I can be. So if you use this image for our life, um, we need healthy roots in order to be able to absorb the quality we need in life. So father and mother is one of them who are offering me the opportunity to clear the roots to be the healthy tree. And if you make a drawing of yourself and the roots on the left side represent the feminine roots, and if you look at to the right side of the roots, they are presenting your masculine qualities. And through the roots you were drawing, you might understand what is to be healed, what is to be done in order to have the healthy roots, to have a life which is offered me to me in potential. So that is one way of looking towards yourself. And I have a lot of information from so many students who were in my workshops. And I used the time we were in lockdown to write it down and to create a book which is called 60 Years of Experience, observing, living it, and passing it on. Now, let me just state why did I use this title. We can be a teacher, which is, let's say, a copy of things we have been reading or things which are taught to me. That is an option. But I choose to observe the world, living that reality, and when I can live it, then I can pass it on to the world around me. That makes me an authentic teacher. I teach them my own life experience. So I am not copying any words which I read, any teachings I was told. I just know from my own life experience that is the choice I made to live in the way I'm living. And my students can make a choice. I'm just offering the options we have in life. If the student resonates on the information I'm giving, most likely he will take it into his own life. If he forgets about it, then no problem. He makes his own choices as I did mine. So I have this very, very rich way of living. I was not sitting in an office for 30 years, coming at 9 in the morning and leaving at 6. No, I was traveling around through so many cities. I explored so many countries. I explored so many cultures. And it made me the man I am now. And next to my work, I did a lot of training myself. As I said before, I did this alpha training and I love the product they are offering. And that is why I invited them to be here in my house in Germany to have the Europeans to have the same experience as I had in my alpha training. But next to the alpha training, I did tantric training. And I was fortunate to be chosen as one of the teachers in one of the tantric schools, which was existing in Holland in that time. And you know, were working in a team of six masculine teachers and six feminine teachers. And all of them, more or less, they became like a father or mother for me. I observed them. I was living whatever I chose to live, and then I would give it on. But I've seen also many things of them which I would never pass on. And for instance, one of the examples was one of the male teachers was sleeping with his students. I would never, never, never do this because this is abusing a lady who is vulnerable, who is coming to me to be taught something. So that is an example, and I'm happy that I've seen that example, but I would never copy that. So life is full of those opportunities, seeing, observing, and what does it mean to me? Would I live that reality I'm seeing? So going through many cultures, I worked a lot, for instance, in Russia. I am blessed that I worked such a long period of time there, and I gave so many workshops. And Moscow is different than Siberia, and the south is different than the west. And so, even in that country, you find many different cultures, many different behaviors, which enriched my way of looking at to the reality. And working in on Hawaii, working in San Francisco, working through many countries within Europe, gave me all those examples of the different cultures, different way of looking at reality. And I absorbed it all and absorbed it all and I filtered it for myself. And I said, okay, this is the person I want to be. And I read it all in my book. And um, I'm thrilled to hear the first feedbacks of um, the ones who were reading the book. One of them said, I'm not reading the words, I'm sensing the energy. And no one could give me the sensing the energy which relates what I was writing. And no one can give me a bigger compliment than telling me this. That means there is something behind it than only words. And that is exactly what I say as a teacher. I can be a teacher of words, but a teacher who is living his words makes him very authentic. And that is what I would love to offer each person in this world, to have this feeling of not acting, but just being. Breathe and be whatever is there. Life is just moment by moment, taking that, being in presence and taking the way it comes. You know, I was heavily frustrated. I was a human resource manager in an airline for more than 13 years. I was never be able to do whatever was planned in my calendar. And I got very frustrated. Why can I not do the things which are planned to do? Until I finally surrendered and said, okay, I need to go whatever is there during the day. I forget my calendar. And that gave me a lot of freedom. So, okay, I be whatever is there. And that is also what I do in my workshops. I am just being with the group of people, and whatever comes, comes. Of course, I have a blueprint, but that is just a frame of items I want to work through with. But the way I work through it, it is always different. When somebody comes to one workshop and comes to the same workshop the second time, he or she will experience a total different quality of workshop. Why? Because I interact with the students which are there, the questions I get, the remarks I get, and I believe deeply what I am sensing physically.